Hey there, this is Red. It's time for another episode of Red Plays, and we've got Marvel Champions out on the table, and it's been like forever since I've played Marvel Champions. It's been a busy time. So, since the last time I played Marvel Champions, Sinister Motives has dropped. And I gotta tell you, I sell cards on the side here, break sets apart, and then sell them on my website. And they went fast. When I got my first sets, they blew through them real quick. I had to order a second set of them. The one thing I have to say, unfortunately, I'm going to play with Spider-Man Miles Morales here, but the big ship helicarrier thing, I accidentally must have sent two to somebody. So in order to send out the right number, I actually had to make up for one from my deck. So this Miles Morales Spider-Man deck that I'm playing with, I'm missing that, and instead I've got Daisy in there, Quake, in order to kind of make up for that missing slot. So I want to get another shield card in there and see how that works out. So I haven't played any of this yet, so we're going to see how this goes. I've got Miles on the board, I've got Sandman on the board, and we're just not doing the scenario, the campaign playthrough. We're just going to go against Sandman and see how Sandman works out there. So if we take a look at Miles, because this is a new one, and I really haven't read most of these cards, so this should be fun. So I got Miles Morales, 4 recovery, pretty good. Hand size 6, pretty good. Hit points 9. Ooh, I'm used to playing with all these like heroes that had in the teens for hit points, and suddenly we're back to single digits. All right, so after you change to this form, shuffle one Spider-Man card from your discard pile into your deck. Ooh, that seems powerful, and it makes me think that I'll want to be going to Miles pretty often. All right, so Spider-Man, 2 thwart, 2 attack, 2 defense. That's pretty decent stats. We've got Venom Blast, which is special. Deal 2 damage to an enemy, stun that enemy. And Spider Camouflage, special. Give Spider-Man a tough status card and confuse an enemy. All right, I'm going to assume that those trigger off of other cards that I play as Spider-Man. We shall see. All right, let's take a look at our campaign here. We've got Hapless Pedestrians, main scheme. So we've got Sandman 1 and Sandman 2. We have City and Chaos. We have the standard encounter set in there, and I have Down to Earth in there. So it says search the encounter deck for city streets environment, put it into play, which I have up here, and put 4 sound counters on it, which I've got right there. All right, I'm going to flip it over here. We have Hapless Pedestrians 1B. Sandman floods the city streets with rushing sands, putting innocent bystanders in great danger. So forced response. After an acceleration token is placed on this scheme, deal 3 indirect damage to the first player. All right, if this stage is completed, the players lose the game. So we've only got one stage. It's got 9 and it goes out. We get 1 every round, and we're starting with 2. Okay, so I've got that out there already. We've got 2 on the clock there. Let's take a look at Sandman, see if there's anything we need to note here. So Sandman, 1 scheme, 2 attack with a little specialty thing. So specialty thing says Sand Blast. Forced interrupt when Sandman attacks you. That attack deals indirect damage. If your identity takes any amount of damage from the attack, resolve Surging Sands ability on city streets. All right, so let's take a look at what Surging Sands is on the city streets here. All right, city streets, environment, location, Surging Sands, special. Place 1 sand counter here. Discard cards from the top of the encounter deck equal to the number of sand counters here. So if Sandman hurts me, that goes off. So then I've got hero action, exhaust a character you control, remove sand counters from here equal to the character's attack. Limit once per round per player. All right, so I've got a way to take some of the counters off of there. So I'm going to have to use folks to do that. I think this is going to be a fairly defensive battle. And it looks like Miles Morales has a lot of shield build kind of stuff going on. So we'll see how all that works out. And building is not my favorite thing. I like to kind of punch him in the face, but let's play it and see how it works out. All right, so we have a hand size of 6. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I think I got a good shuffle here, but we will find out really quickly. All right, so we've got a, you should all know what Genius is, so I'm not going to worry about going over to that one. We have a, well, let's see here. We've got a Field Agent. which he gets 3 uses and backup counters. Hero interrupt: when a shield ally would take any amount of consequential damage, exhaust field agent, remove 1 backup counter, prevent 1 of that damage. All right, so it looks like it's going to help me keep my allies in play longer. Let's see here, and I have to exhaust my field agent to do that. All right, we've got Homeland Intervention, which costs 0. Exhaust up to 3 shield cards you control and choose a scheme. Remove 2 threat from the scheme for each card exhausted this way. All right, that's not going to do me any good, so I think that's going to go in. Well, it could use it to take care of the hapless pedestrian. May want to hold on to that. I'll have to look here. What else do we have? We've got double life, max 1 per round. Event. Action. Change your form if you paid for this card using a physical resource. Ready your identity. Okay. Not sure if that would be best. It's probably best if I go from Spider-Man 2 miles and then jump back, but we'll see. All right. Got a government liaison. Persona shield, a support. So hero action, exhaust government liaison. Play a shield card from your hand, reducing the resource cost by 1. All right. And we've got swing in. So swing in says it's a 2-cost event. Remove 4 threat from a scheme if you paid for this card using a mental resource. Resolve Spider-Man's spider camouflage ability. Ooh. So the spider camouflage ability was pretty awesome in that it says, let's see here, Spider-Man camouflage, give Spider-Man a tough status card and confuse an enemy. See, that seems pretty nice there. So what do we do here? I think we're going to hold on to the cards that we have. Now what I'm looking at is I could use my genius to play my government liaison, use my government liaison to get my field agent out there. Then I could play Homeland Intervention and exhaust my field agent in order to take the 2 threat off of the main scheme. It's going to leave me with 1. I could possibly flip to Miles Morales. Sandman doesn't scheme for that. His scheming isn't that bad. So I could get a quick hit in and then get out. The other thing I could possibly do is I could do this swing in. It's going to take 4 threat off of the scheme. And if I paid for it using my genius, then I would get my spider camouflage, which is going to confuse and put tough on him. At that point in time, I'm kind of probably doing my government liaison, get them, and get my field agent into play. I think we'll go that route. So let's try it that way. So we're going to do, well, first we're going to flip on over to Spider-Man. Actually, no, thinking of what, I was thinking I could have, if I would have discarded one of these cards, I could have shuffled it back into my deck as Miles. That's a thing to consider, but we're past that. We're keeping all my cards. All right. So we're going to do Genius. We're going to do Swing In. All right. Swing In says I remove 4 threat from a scheme. So we're going to take that out of there. Gone. If you paid for this card using a mental resource, which I did 2 mental resources, resolve Spider-Man's spider camouflage ability. It says give Spider-Man a tough status card and confuse the enemy. So, oop, I want him to be confused, not me to be confused. And I get a tough status card. All right, so we swung in. Then we're going to use Homeland Intervention and Double Life to get a government liaison into play. And then I can exhaust my government liaison, play a shield card from your hand, reducing its resource cost by 1, which lets me bring my field agent into play. And I can put 3 counters on him. All right. Oof. Building the stuff out. Okay, the next up thing I got to figure out is I've got tough, so I don't think I have to worry about Sandman in the indirect damage. I think I'm all right with that. What I think I should do, though, should I give Sandman a little bit of a hit? Or do I remove some of the counters from city streets? I have no idea what Sandman's cards do. I've got a feeling that I should probably knock down the city streets. So we're going to do that. We're going to play it safe. We're going to knock down city streets. We're going to exhaust. My hero action, exhaust a character you control. Remove sand counters from here equal to the character's attack. We're going to take 2 off of there. All right, so we're going to be done at that point in time. We're going to get our counters back. We're going to draw back up to a hand size of 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I come up with another homeland intervention. Got power within, surveillance team, some web shooters, and an energy. All right, so most of this stuff is pretty standard. We already saw that. Here's a new card. Power within says hero response. After hero uses a basic power, discard power within, resolve Spider-Man's Venom Blast ability. And that's deal 2 damage to an enemy and stun that enemy. So that's looking like something I'll probably be doing next round. All right, we're gonna go over to the villain's turn. So first thing on the villain's turn, we're gonna put 1 threat on the main scheme. All right, then Sandman is gonna see Spider-Man out there. He's gonna come attack. He's attacking for 2. He's gonna deal indirect damage. If I take any amount of damage from the attack, the surging sands of the city streets is gonna happen, but I'm tough, so I should not be taking any damage. So he's attacking for 2. He's gonna get a boost of 1, so he's going to hit me for 3, and I got my standard encounter cards out. I've been using my custom Rhino ones for so long. I'm not used to the art on the standard cards. So I would take 3, but instead my tough goes away. All right. Next up, we're going to, let's see here. We're going to get our encounter cards. Encounter card is when it revealed the villain's schemes, but he is confused. So, no scheming going on because next time the character would thwart or scheme, this card is discarded instead. All right. So Sandman did a bunch of nothing that turn, and we're back over to me. All right, so what are we going to do on my turn here? So I've got my power within. I should probably get that out there. I've got a surveillance team and web shooters. So I think web shooters we want to get out there. So we're going to use our homeland intervention to play web shooters. So that's going to get 3 counters, and then I can exhaust it, use a counter, get a wild resource. All right. I think, so do I do 2 for the surveillance team? It's going to have 3 snoop counters, so we're going to do that. We're going to do 2. I could make it cheaper, but I don't know that it really helps me all that much because I'm going to do power within anyway. So I'm just going to go ahead and let it go. All right, so surveillance team is going to come out. It's going to get 3 snoop counters. We're going to go ahead and exhaust, remove a counter, take 1 off the hapless pedestrian because my action exhaust surveillance team, remove a snoop counter, remove 1 threat from a scheme. So we're going to take that off of there. All right. Now, I'm not going to do this hero action. Instead, I'm just going to attack Sandman. So when I do that, I'm going to attack Sandman. We're going to attack him for 2. So it's going to take him down to 14. And that's one of my basic powers. So I'm going to use my web shooter here to generate a resource. We're going to go ahead and play our power within. So after a hero uses a basic power, discard power within, resolve Spider-Man's Venom Blast ability. All right, so Venom Blast says deal 2 damage to an enemy, stun that enemy. So we're going to throw a big old stun on him, and we're going to deal 2 damage. All right. I think we'll go ahead and stay Spider-Man this round. We're starting to build our stack over here, but we'll stay Spider-Man. All right, so we're done. We're going to unexhaust our stuff. We'll draw back up to a hand size of 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, so we got some interesting things there. So we've got 2 more field agents. Not all that interesting. We have Spider-Woman. Reduce the cost to play Spider-Woman by 1 for each confused enemy in play. We got Mr. Lee there. It says exhaust, draw 1 card if you're in hero form. Choose and discard 1 card from your hand. Oh no, so it's draw 1 card, period. If you're in hero form, choose and discard 1 card from your hand. So normally I would just get to draw a card if I'm alter ego, but when I'm hero, I have to discard 1. It's still not too bad. Web shot. So attack, deal 4 damage to an enemy. If you paid for this card using energy resource, resolve Spider-Man's Venom Blast ability. All right, so I could potentially get another stun off if I use some energy for that one. Okay, so what are we going to do for this? Got to figure that out. We are done. And we're going over to Sandman. So first thing is 1 thread on the main scheme. All right, Sandman would see Spider-Man out there. He looks to attack, but he's stunned, so no attack happens. Like that. All right, next up we draw an encounter card. Counter card says, survey says, Sand Slide. When revealed, place 2 sand counters on the city streets. All right, so we'll start with that. Then resolve its Surging Sands ability. If at least 1 Sandman card was discarded this way, you are stunned. All right, so I don't see anything about any Sandman cards that need to get discarded. So let's see here. Surging Sands. Place. Then resolve the Surging Sands. So Surging Sands says special. Place 1 sand counter on here. So I'm assuming I put another one on there. Discard cards from the top of the encounter deck equal to the number of sand counters here. Oh, so that's where that comes into play. So I'm going to discard 5 cards. At least 1 Sandman card was discarded this way. You are stunned. All right, so we're going to discard 5 cards and see if one of them is a Sandman card. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, 5 cards, and yes, multiples of them are Sandman cards. So I am stunned at this point. Well, that's not how that was supposed to work out. All right, so that's the end of Sandman's turn. We're back over to Spider-Man's turn. All right, I would really like to get Spider-Woman into play. But I also kind of want to do this web shot thing. And unfortunately, I'm stunned at this point in time, so that's creating problems. I have a lot of things that I want to do this round, but I don't have all the resources that I would like in order to do that. I also don't like being stunned very well. That does not make me very happy. All right. And Sandman's not confused, so I don't get to reduce the cost of Spider-Woman. So if I manage to pull off my web shot, then I will get to do, I'll get to stun him, which would be nice. I would need to attack first to remove my stun in order to pull off my web shot. If I do that, I really can't get Spider-Woman into play because she's going to cost 3. So maybe web shot is not the right thing to do this turn. All right, I think I'm going to attack, and that's going to clear my stun. I want to get that out of the way. All right, now I can only use that as a hero resource. So I think what I'm going to do is exhaust to use one of my web shooter. And then I'm going to use one of my field agents to put Lee into play. All right. Oh, my liaison's a hero action also. All right. So now, kind of want to get Spider-Woman into play. I could use Lee here to draw a card and discard a card. Or I could flip over to, well, actually, I could get Spider-Woman into play because she's a S.H.I.E.L.D. persona. I could reduce the cost by 1. So let's do that. We're going to use our government liaison. Play a S.H.I.E.L.D. card from your hand, reducing its resource cost by 1. So we're going to bring Spider-Woman into play. Going to cost 2. All right. Now, what do we do with Spider-Woman? I'm a little bit afraid of that right there. That's a lot of thwarting. So one thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and exhaust our surveillance team. Take another counter off. I'm going to reduce that by 1. We're going to exhaust Spider-Woman. We're going to take her attack worth of counters off of the city streets. All right, I'm getting pretty close to done here. We'll go ahead and flip over to Miles Morales. It says, after I change this form, I can put a Spider-Man card back into the deck. All right, so what do I want to put back into the deck? I think we're going to put that web shot back into the deck. I'm trying to think what other things I've got out there. Double life would be pretty nice. I think we're going to put the web shot. I wanted to do that damage, so we're going to put that back in there. Maybe it'll come back up. Okay. So next up, let's see what else we can do here. We can draw a card. Use Lee to draw a card. If I can find a counter, I need more exhaust counters. Oh, I can't get at them. They're stuck in my little thing here. Damn it. There it is. Okay. I'm going to draw a card. Ooh, we got Ghost Spider. Play only if you control a Web Warrior card. When Ghost Spider leaves play, search your deck for identity, specific event, add it to your hand. Ooh, I like that. All right. So at that point, we've really done everything. I'm going to go ahead and unexhaust all the toys. Exhaust, unexhaust, unexhaust, unexhaust. Our hand size is 6, so we're going to draw 5 more cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, all sorts of toys there. So we've got Ghost Spider, which we already saw. Jefferson Davis is alter ego action. Remove 1 threat from a scheme with the least threat. Okay. We've got our web shot again. Government liaison. Double life we've seen. Dum Dum Dugan. Costs 5. When you use one of Dum Dum Dugan's basic powers, exhaust up to 3 S.H.I.E.L.D. cards you control for each card exhausted. This way, Dum Dum Dugan gets +1 to that power for this use. Wow. All right. What I'm thinking with Dum Dum Dugan there, though, is that my exhaust a character you control, remove hand counters from here equal that character's attack, might be super good with Dum Dum Dugan because he could clear that off pretty quick. All right. Anyway, we're done at this point. We're going to go over to the villain's turn. So 1 threat on the main scheme. Sandman's going to see Miles Morales out there, so he's going to scheme. So he schemes for 1, and he's going to get a boost of none. All right. So he's just going to scheme for 1. We go up to 2. All right. Next up, we're going to draw an encounter card. Counter card is Keeping Secrets. Oh, it's my obligation. So I can flip to alter ego form, which I already am. It says choose. Exhaust Miles Morales. Remove Keeping Secrets from the game. Discard Lee and Davis from play. If neither was discarded this way, this card gains Surge. Discard this obligation. So which one do I want to do? Do I want to discard Lee? Or do I want to exhaust? I think exhaust is the right answer there. That removes a card from the game. Yes, remove Keeping Secrets from the game. All right. So we'll go ahead and do that. We'll exhaust. Keeping secrets goes away. All right. End of the villain's turn. So we're back over to the hero side. Top of the round. So Miles Morales is exhausted. I do have oh, that's after I changed this form. I can't use it now. It's a response for when I change. So we'll have to flip and flip back. All right. So what are we going to do here? We can use Lee to draw a card. And since I'm not in hero form, I don't have to discard one. Ooh, what's this one? Acrobatics. Deal 2 damage to the enemy. If that enemy has a stun status card, deal 3 additional damage to it. If the enemy has a confused status card, deal 3 additional damage to it. All right. Boy, I've got a web shot out here too. I got a bunch of cards, so I could do a bunch of damage this round. But I guess the downside to that is I have a bunch of allies in my hand here that would be really nice to get the allies out. If I get Dum Dum Dugan out there, I can potentially keep the city streets blank probably for the rest of the game. Right? Getting Ghost Spider out there would be really nice. Also, Jefferson Davis, remove 1 threat from a scheme with the least threat. Couldn't kind of use him like the surveillance team. Oh, so many choices. So I've also got double life, which I could change my form. I don't know if that's going to do me a whole lot of good. The other problem I've got to worry about is Sandman could give me a bit of a beatdown if I don't do some cleanup there. I really want to get Dum Dum Dugan into play. So I can reduce his cost by 1. I can use the web shooter, so that means he's only going to cost 3. So if I spend 3, that's going to give me 2 to do something else, which would be potentially get Jefferson Davis out there. I think we'll do that. So it would be really nice to be able to stack Government Liaison, but I believe the way that Government Liaison is worded, if I read that correctly, it says exhaust, play a shield card from your hand, reducing its resource cost by 1. So I don't think I can use multiple of them on one card. So I can't make a shield card cost 2 times as less. So let's do that. We're going to get Jefferson Davis into play. It's going to cost 2 to bring Davis into play here. Drop him out here. We're going to use him. Alter ego action, exhaust him, remove 1 threat from the scheme with the least amount. There's only 1 scheme out there, so that's pretty easy to figure out. All right, we're going to go ahead and flip on over to Spider-Man. We're going to do 1, 2, 3. Use our web shooter and use our government liaison. To get us up to 4, 5. Bring Dum Dum Dugan into play. All right, so he says, when you use one of Dum Dum Dugan's basic powers, exhaust up to 3 shield cards you control. Each card exhausted gives him +1 to his ability for that use. Oof, doggy. All right, now shield card, shield card, shield card, shield card. So I can make him pretty rough at this point. All right, I think what we're going to do here is we're going to exhaust Spider-Woman to take 2 off of the city streets. Do I attack with Dum Dum Dugan? I think so. We're going to attack with Dum Dum Dugan. We're going to use our agent here. Oop, I got to dump some counters out. There we go. All right, we're going to use our field agent, which says when an ally would take any amount of consequential damage, we're going to exhaust him to prevent 1 of that damage. So in the end, Dum Dum Dugan's only going to take 1. But he's attacking right now. And We'll just let him go ahead and attack for 3. So we're going to knock Sandman down to 9. Okay. Let's go ahead and use our... No, we will not use our surveillance team yet. We're going to leave it out there with 1 snoop counter on it still. All right. That's the end of our turn. We're going to remove all of our counters. Actually, instead of that, I'm going to use... Well, we'll move on. I probably should have used the surveillance team since I didn't use them to remove the threat. Should have probably used them to pump up Dum Dum Dugan. But, yeah, I missed it. So, I'm not going to do it. All right, so we're going to move Lee and Davis over here. I'm going to draw back up to 5 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, I've got Web Shooter, Global Logistics, Young Love, Spider-Man Peter Parker, and Global Logistics. So let's see here. Global Logistics, what was that one? That one was exhaust 1 shield card you control. Look at the top. Exhaust 1 shield card you control. Look at the top 4 cards of a player deck or the encounter deck. Discard any number of them and put the others on the top or bottom of the deck in any order. All right. Got Spider-Man here, which costs 3, 1 of each. Wow. So response after Spider-Man attacks or thwarts, choose another Web Warrior character. Ready that character. Wow. Okay. That's pretty cool. And we've got our Web Shooter. Okay. So we're done at this point. We're over to the villain's turn. What's the villain going to do? First thing he's going to do, he's going to see, we're going to put 1 on the main scheme there. Sandman is going to come to attack Spider-Man. Spider-Man is going to defend against this one. All right, so we defend for 2. He's attacking for 2. He's going to boost. Ooh, a 3 boost. Holy crap. Okay, so a 3 boost means he's doing 5 damage. That wasn't part of the plan. All right, I'm going to take away 2 of it. It's going to be indirect damage. So I'm going to take 3 indirect. Well, I can spread around 3 indirect damage, but I'll just take the 3 damage. And then we have to worry about the Surging Sands, which says place 1 sand counter here, discard cards from the top of the encounter deck equal to the number of sand counters here. I'm going to do 2. So 2 come off of here. And we have a criminal and loose ends going away. All right. Jerk. All right. Drawing encounter card now. We get Sand Smash. When revealed, alter ego, we don't have to worry about. When revealed hero, Sandman attacks you with +1 attack. Uh-oh. All right, so he's coming at me with 2. He's got +1, so he's coming at me with 3. If I draw another 3, then I'm dead. But we do have, it's indirect damage, so I can spread it around. All right, so we're just going to take the attack. So he's attacking for 2, gets +1, so he's a 3. He gets a boost of 1 more, so we're going to take 4. All right, so what we're going to do is we'll take 2. We'll give 1 to everybody else. 1. Dum Dugan's going to go up to 2. And then our Surging Sands is going to go off, which is going to place another counter there. And then we're going to remove from the top of the deck equal to those counters. So 3. I don't like how that's going. All right. 3 away. All right. We're back over to Spider-Man's turn. Not happy at all with how that round went. And I'm not whittling him down like I would really like to be doing right now. Okay, so alter ego action. This is draw and discard a card. I could use my global logistics if I exhaust a S.H.I.E.L.D card. And then I could stack the deck a little bit. My web warrior, I am missing a... Well, I've got a wild, which could help pay for it, but I need a mental and an energy, which I don't have one of either. If I get my web shooter out, okay, so let's do this first. We're going to do global logistics to get our web shooter out. All right. That's going to give me 3. All right. We can then get Spider-Man into play here by using our web shooter and these 2 cards. He's not S.H.I.E.L.D, so we can bring a Spider-Man into play. All right. Let's see. Let's double check there. He's got 3 health, and then after Spider-Man attacks or thwarts, choose another web warrior character. Ready that character. Okay. So next thing we're going to do is we're going to exhaust Dum Dum Dugan. Take 3 off of the city streets. That's my hero action. All right. Then we're going to use our field agent. So we're going to attack with Spider-Man. We're going to use our field agent as part of that. So we're going to prevent one of the consequential damage, which he would normally take 1. So he's not going to take any consequential damage. So we're going to attack with Spider-Man. When he does that, I get to choose another web warrior character and ready that character. So we're going to go ahead and ready up Spider-Man over here. And then I think we attack with Spider-Man. Yeah, let's go ahead and attack with Spider-Man. We'll attack with Spider-Man, take him down another 2. I'm going to flip over to Miles Morales. So when I do that, I can put 1 Spider-Man card from my discard pile into my deck. All right. Let's try to get one of those web shots in there. One of these days, I'll pull off that web shot. Wow, I don't have a whole lot of cards left in my deck. All right. This is what I thought this was going to end up being, kind of a building action going on here. It definitely is. So that's what's going on here. All right, so we're going to exhaust Jefferson Davis, remove a threat. We're going to exhaust Lee here, draw a card. We've got Arachnobatics, which doesn't do me any good in Miles Morales form. All right, so last thing is, do I want Spider-Woman to do anything, and do I want to use up my surveillance team? Let's see here. I could have Spider-Woman attack. That would take her out. I could have her thwart that last one off there. I don't think it's worth it. I think it's better to keep her around. All right, so we're going to be done. We're going to unexhaust all the things. All right, we're going to draw back up to 6 cards. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, wow, 2 web shots. And we have Agent 13. What's Agent 13 says? After Agent 13 attacks or thwarts, choose a S.H.I.E.L.D. support and ready that support. Okay. All right. Villain's turn. What's going to go on the villain's turn? So first thing is, we're going to put 1 threat on the main scheme. Sandman's going to look over here and see Miles Morales, so he's going to do some scheming. Going to scheme for 3, so we're up to 5. Where's the 5? Whoa, 5, not 1. All right. And we're going to draw an encounter card. All right, encounter card says, ooh, Rhino comes into play. 8, and he's elite, steady, 2 status cards. His attacks gain overkill and piercing. 0 scheme, 3 attack. Wow. Okay, so Rhino's a little bit on the rough side there. We'll have to see how that plays out. Ouch. All right, we're going to want to try to keep him stunned or busy or something. Well, that's pretty crazy. All right, end of the villain's turn. We're over to the hero's turn. All right, so we can use Jefferson Davis here. Move 1 threat from a scheme. We'll knock that puppy down to 4. That's good. All right, and then we can use Lee there to draw a card. Ooh, we got Monica Chang. Let's see what Monica Chang says. Says, after Monica Chang enters play, search your deck, hand, and discard pile for a copy of Surveillance Team. Support, put it into play, place 1 Snoop counter on each Surveillance Team that you control. All right, so it helps me Surveillance Team up. All right. Oh, what to do here? It's gonna really hurt if I get hit by Sandman, but maybe I can take him out. So if I do 5 damage, it's gonna flip him over to Sandman 2, which Dum Dum Dugan could pull off theoretically. What are the other options that I've got here? So I've got a Homeland Defense. That's going to take 2 threat off of a scheme. I don't think I'm all that worried about that. All right, so we're going to flip on over to Spider-Man, which is a little bit scary because I'm kind of low on health. But we'll see how this works out. All right. Then I would get to do Venom Blast, which is going to do 2 damage and stun an enemy. All right, so I think we're going to start off with... I'm going to spend 1 from our shooter, and we're going to use our Homeland Defense to do a web shot. So web shot says deal 4 damage to an enemy. Paid for this card using a energy resource. Resolve Spider-Man's Venom Blast ability. Energy resource. All right, so we're going to do 4 Sandman down to 1. Venom Blast says deal 2 damage to an enemy and stun that enemy. So we're going to go ahead and do 2 damage to Sandman and stun him, which will stick as he goes to Sandman 2. See what Sandman 2 says. Hopefully it's nothing horrible coming out of the gate. So when revealed, resolve the Surging Sands ability on city streets. All right. So first thing we're going to do is our city streets here. Place 1 sand counter here. Discard cards from the deck equal to the number of sand counters here. So 1 sand counter. Discard equal to. Whoop. Oh, an advance went away. Oh, darn. All right. So the bottom part of that says, when Sandman attacks you, the attack deals indirect damage. If your identity takes any amount of damage from this attack, resolve Surging Sands on city streets. All right. And he's going to start with 18 hit points. All right. 18. 10. 5. And 3 more. Okay. So how do we play the rest of this? So we've got a swing in, which would remove 4 threat. Could knock that down. Then I get to do my camouflage ability, which gives me a tough and a confuse. Yes, I think we're going to do that. So we're going to do 2 We're going to do swing in, which says remove 4 threat from a scheme if you paid for this card using a mental resource, which I did with Monica Chang there. Resolve Spider-Man's camouflage ability. So I'm going to take 4 threat off the main scheme. And then we get to do my camouflage ability, which says give me a tough status card and confuse the enemy. Tough status card, stunned and confused. All right, and at that point in time, I think we pull off our Arachnobatics, which says deal 2 damage to an enemy. That enemy has a stun status card, deal additional 3 damage. The enemy has a confused status card, deal an additional 3 damage. So we're going to do 8 damage to Sandman. So there's 8. I think we go ahead and attack for 2. So he's down to 8. All right. So 3, 4, 5. We might have this, actually. So let's attack with, I'm not going to do the math. We're going to see how this works out. So we're going to attack with Dum Dum Dugan. We're going to, I can exhaust up to 3 shield cards to give him +1 power for this use. So we're going to exhaust our government liaison. We're going to exhaust the field agent. We're going to exhaust the surveillance team. So that's 3 shield cards. So he's going to attack for 6. Yeah. We got this. All right. So he's going to take 2 consequential damage for that. And then I think we'll have Spider-Woman go ahead and finish him off. So we'll attack with Spider-Woman. She attacks for 2. That's enough to take the Sandman out. All right. Yes. All right. So we got the Miles Morales Spider-Man win. And there was a whole bunch of crazy going on with all of these cards over here, all these shield cards. I actually got to use them to pump up Dum Dum Dugan, which was pretty awesome. I'm very happy with that. Spider-Man really didn't do a whole lot of damage this round. He did a little bit here and there, but really it was his cards in his deck that made everything go on. He was really nice on that round, being able to draw the extra cards. Having Lee in alter ego mode, I think Spider-Man is going to be very strong in needing to go to. You're not going to be able to stay here a whole lot. With the damage, the health that he's got, he can't just take a beating, so he's going to have to go back and forth a lot. I was thinking I probably should have healed at some point there, but it ended up working out in the end, and with all the allies that I had out, it ended up not being all that big of a deal. I have to say, I do really like the field agent, the ability to reduce the consequential damage that you could take. Also, didn't use the government liaison a whole bunch. It was nice to have the web shooters back. Been so long since I played Spider-Man, so the ability to get that extra resource pumping out there was really nice. Made a lot of use of Jefferson Davis. I don't think it was game changing at any point, but it definitely helped throughout the thing. I will have to say the city streets thing, being able to exhaust another character in order to remove things off of there makes it pretty easy to knock that back down, so not all that bad. Good news is I did not hit Rhino very early. Had I had to deal with him, I think that would have been hugely problematic because he's got 8 health and 3 attack. Ouch. And then the steady side of it is just really rough. Also, I think I got a great draw of cards there at the end, right? So I had my Arachnobatics, I had my swing in, I had my web shot. I was able to do just an amazing amount of damage and throw a bunch of status cards all at once. So I kind of got to do the whole, it's like a whole action panorama there of things that I got to do. Actually, it went like that. It was like that, and that. I don't remember. Man, I think I did it like that. Venom, web shot, swing in, Arachnobatics. So it looked pretty good. Had I been doing it against Rhino, it would have been perfect because you got Rhino there, but I did it against Sandman. So liking this deck. I'm liking the being able to tool all the shield stuff. Let me know if I missed any of the rules. And also, I need to get my my custom standard encounter cards printed off so I can use Sandman standard encounter cards. I don't know if he's got them out there yet. Hopefully he does. Get a set printed up and hopefully get back to more Marvel Champions playing. Excited that I had the Miles Morales win right out of the gate here. So I've got Ghost Spider over here sitting on the side. Haven't sleeved her up yet, which means she's not ready to play. But very interested in playing Ghost Spider. Protection, not my favorite one. We got a Protection hero and a Justice hero. Not my two favorites. I'm looking for some aggression there, but you know, seems to be working pretty well. I think Ghost Spider is going to be a cool character to play too. So I don't know, like Sandman was interesting, and a lot of the encounter cards that I ran into, it looks like not necessarily attacking. They have lots of interesting things happen with Sandman and the cards that he has out there. So also interested to play Sandman a little bit more and see what other things he's got up his sleeve, because it looks like he's got some fun things to mess with you a lot. So, all right. One play with Miles, one win against Sandman. Perfect thus far. That's it for now. Let me know if I missed anything for sure in the comments below, and I'll get some comments then put in the video for anything I missed. Let everybody know. And thanks for watching.